Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Creators to Creators. Today, we'll be talking with this amazing composer. What's your name?
Otto Nilsson.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I would screw that pronunciation up. I'm like horrible with names.
Yeah, I guess I could say Otto Nilsson, which everyone else does, but I wanted to say it in the. I had an internal struggle in my head about how I was going to say it, but then I went with the Swedish pronunciation.
I love it. I love it. It's great. So yeah, I know that you're a composer. You compose for like movies and shorts, and you're very, very talented. And I thought, who would be a great person to talk to? Yes, I want to talk to you. And we've been friends for a while. We just never actually, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've seen you in the like sphere of YouTube and all those kind of short film like spheres, so to speak. And I just didn't think of, and the same went for you, I guess. I just didn't think of speaking to you about making something.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long we've been friends on Facebook. We've just been around each other, just not talking to each other. So
yeah.
It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So, but basically tell us, like, how did you get started? Why, set like composing? How did that start for you?
It's quite a long story, which everyone's career is, I guess, if you don't have a rocket, comet career or rocket career. But I'm from Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah.
I'm the second Swede on this podcast, so I'm
yeah.
pretty. Yeah, it's pretty.
I love guys.
yeah. I don't know. Swedish. We are like I always say that we are like IKEA furniture. We're Swedish and reliable, but
yes.
and hard to get together, I guess. But I did my first short film, which was to your liking, I guess, a Halloween special. The film and my score was, so-and-so. It was mediocre, but I didn't deserve a better film then. And my music wasn't really, I progressed each year and become better. And it's the best thing with the composer, to be a composer. You get to learn more and more and never become fully learned, which is really a motivation in a way for me. But I started with that film, and then I found some people to work with, and then they wanted to work with me again, and then they knew some people, and the ball was rolling. So I wouldn't say I'm where I want to be right now, but I'm in a better place now career-wise than I was, let's say, 5 years ago. So I'm on the right track.
That's great. Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as we're progressing, right, and we're continuing to better ourselves each.
Exactly.
I love that. So I'm curious, were there any like people that you modeled like your work, or someone that you really love their kind of music? Because I know a few movie composers that I really love, like Philip Glass, Hans Zimmer, of course. Yeah. Those are like very popular ones.
Yeah, they are. Zimmer is the biggest one in business right now. I would say John Williams is the biggest overall, because he's done all the films that everyone knows about, like Jaws and Harry Potter and Star Wars, E.T., the list goes on. But the first film that I watched, which was in 90s, I think in the 90s somewhere. I was born in 93. So I think the first film I saw where I realized there was music, like way back. I didn't know there was a guy who wrote it, but I realized, this music makes something to me and like affects me in a way. Yeah. And that was the first film in the Free Willy franchise, the killer whale, the orca. And I really, really love that film still. It's just a wonderful piece of music with the harmonica and with well, everything, the emotions. It's a great children's movie. It's made by Basil Poledouris, who did RoboCop and a lot of films in the 80s and 90s. So that was the first film I saw where I realized there was music. But the first film I realized there was a composer who had done it was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the third one, which is John Williams. So
yes,
those are two of the guys, but there are a lot of guys who I love, and a lot of women too, of course. Rachel Portman, we have Michael Levy, a lot of good composers, I would say, overall.
Oh, speaking of women, are there many women composers? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not really familiar with women like that.
I think there are. They're just not given as much exposure because men always tend to pick men,
Right.
in all positions, I guess.
That's true.
And I think when you listen to a piece of music, you don't hear if it's a woman or a man who've written it.
That's true.
It's bizarre that people say that. Oh, this. Because there is to cut a long story short, but there is a classical composer called Felix Mendelssohn, and he had a sister who was called Fanny Mendelssohn, and she was not permitted to write music, and he gave out the music as distributed the music in his name, and then it got accepted, and it was accepted as his music. So it's bizarre in a way, but that was in the 19th century. So we have come a bit from that, I guess.
yeah, definitely. We've come a long way for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. So I'm sure you've had you've had some ups and downs, because I mean, as everyone does, we all have ups and downs in this industry, whether it's someone you work with and you're like, why are you working like this? Or, so, I mean, would you speak on that? I mean, how is that, is that something that you dealt with, some situations where you've got work and you didn't really like the situation, or it wasn't fair?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times when you're an aspiring composer, as I am, you tend to work for free because that gives you a paid work opportunity later. And if the film is, I mean, if I care about the story and about the film, I can do a very long feature film for no money. But I would like to stress that I don't work for free all my life, because in the future I would like to make a living of it. And I mean, I do make some money from it, but it's not enough to make a living. But I mean, there are people behind the director. Like the name and everything, so there is a person behind the director chair, so it's different from every production. So but I have been through some people that are easier to work with and really are a joy to work with, and some people who are harder to work with, and I have walked away from some projects because I just didn't think we were on the same wavelength, not so much musically, but more on a personal level, because music you can work out. If you don't like something, you send it and he or she makes like suggestions, but personally it's hard to change your personality just for a composer. So
that's true.
I have walked from some projects, but most projects I don't know if it's due to me being an easygoing character or I think it's because of the dynamic between me and the filmmaker. But
you have to
different.
have that.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I totally agree with you. You have to at least, has to be a reason why, you guys to get along on just a human level. And I mean, and everything obviously comes from there. Because I can't remember thinking, like, even when, certain directors or when I'm doing cinematography that day, there's like we have to have that relationship where it's like, oh, I just like you, and we're gonna be friends with this versus this guy is a pain in the butt to work with, So I totally agree with you on that for sure. Yeah. Do you have any, like, what movie, I guess, would you say kind of was like, okay, I know I want to do this. This is it. This is why I want to be a composer. This movie, this sound. Was it something, I mean, what was that like for you? Because I know mine, when I was like 7, I was like, I just knew, I think I was like 11 when I knew for sure. I watched the Alfred Hitchcock series, and I was like, I want to direct a horror film.
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah,
Like I
he's
knew.
the master. He's the master.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have one particular film which, because I started quite late. I have had some like different career choices.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
So not choices, but career dreams. First, I wanted to be a football player or a soccer player, as you call it. And that's like everyone's dream, being a sports star, but in the beginning. And then I wanted to be an actor.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have some films on YouTube which are of, so-and-so quality, but I wanted to be an actor. I actually applied for drama school here in Stockholm. And there were like, I think there was like 1,000 applicants and 10 got in. And I wasn't one of them, of course. But I was like fresh out of high school. I was like 18, or the gymnasium, I think it's called. And I was 18, I haven't been so nervous in my life. Because everyone had applied, 10 times before, because it's such a hard like study, hard education to get into. So I applied there, and immediately when I had done it and I got the message that I didn't get in, I said to myself, I won't search or apply again. And then I started to, that was in the same like time frame that I started to write music. And the first things I wrote was not for film, just so I don't have a film. But when I started writing it, it was the best feeling I've ever felt, when the music matched so perfectly to, which it didn't in the first films I did. But when you see that like connection, it's like a puzzle when two bits like fit together perfectly. So that's the best thing. That's the thing, because that's why I work with this, and that's why I want to do this, because I want that puzzle to be complete and all the bits fit together like a painting in a way.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I'm curious. Is there anything that you're working on at the moment? Anything that you're excited about, like coming up? Are you having secret projects that you're working on, and you want to like tell us just a little bit about it?
Yeah, I have done a film. I actually did the music in 2018, but the film got out on Amazon Prime, I think, and right now it's going out on Google Play. Is it called that? I don't know.
Yeah.
And Voodoo, and I don't know about all the streaming sites, but it's called Thieves, the heist film. It's made by Brian Wynn, who the director is, who's from Los Angeles. I did a film with him. That's the film, and he's planning new projects. You know how it is to be a filmmaker. He always has new projects in his head. One idea I think he has is a vampire film.
Nice.
And he always likes to play around with like eras. In Thieves, it was in black and white, and the music was straight 80s. So it was John Carpenter, and it was a great mix. It's a film noir, but with an 80s score.
Oh, that's cool.
He really likes those films by Michael Mann and Stanley Kubrick and all those greats.
Kubrick.
But he's always having plans about doing a vampire film with, I think he's attempting to get Danny Trejo on. So
nice.
He's always up for stuff. It seems like.
I love that.
But that's what I'm doing.
Oh, cool. I love that. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'll definitely watch out for that, and I'll check that out. It's on Amazon and Vudu and all those places. So I'll definitely give it a look. See, that sounds great.
I know with this COVID crisis, I think because most of my work is out of my country, because I've never done a film in Sweden. But most of the people, I networked really over internet with people in UK, Finland, and Denmark, England, I've just done films outside of Sweden. So
Wow.
those countries are more, not Finland and Denmark, but the USA specifically is more closed down. So there's not much happening on that front. But in the future, I'm doing a James Bond fan film. Because
Nice.
I'm a huge James Bond fan. Those are kind of my inspirations. So the James
Nice.
Bond music. But I'm doing a fan film. You never know when you're gonna get a film, so it's kind of hard. But right now, I'm not doing very much actually. I've just finished my education, so
Nice.
also,
Congrats.
thank you.
That's exciting. You're
Yeah,
done. Like,
yeah,
that.
exactly. And yet you're never done. So
You're right. Exactly. That's so true.
yeah,
Oh yeah, every day we're learning new things for
yeah.
sure.
But it's very motivating. It's very inspirational to know, because you have to. I think at least you have to like make that clear for yourself in the beginning, that you will never be like, at this point I cannot learn anymore, because those points will never happen. So
Yeah, that's so true. You're so right. Yeah. So I have my last question, and I always ask every guest that come on,
yeah,
is what advice would you give to someone who wants to be a composer, who wants to start? Like, what advice would you give? Or what do you want to leave the audience with? Just, I don't know, a quote, whatever you want to do.
I mean, I think I've listened to these like podcast episodes before, and I've been thinking about this question, because this question is the most interesting in a way of the three. Not to bash the other two, but I'm yeah, exactly. But I think the three like words of wisdom I have, I have two actually, but the first three words of the wisdom is, um, do what the director asked for, do it on time, and be kind and courteous, and yeah, just an easygoing character. And then, I mean, yeah, you'll be on your way, so to speak. And then you need to have a certain amount of luck, but those three points really help you on the way.
Thank you. Thank you so, so, so much. It was so good talking to you. You're
Thank
amazing.
you.
And
Thank you.
yes, guys, follow this guy. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing, amazing. You want to score for your movie? I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This guy is the truth.
I hope so.
I'm plugging you in. I got to plug you in because you're
Yeah.
really talented. You're really
Thank
talented.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. I definitely want to actually work with you in person one day when this COVID stuff goes away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually, because this film Thieves that I scored in 2018, which actually got on the streaming sites in 2020, so it was a long gap. But that film was made by Brian, who's in Los Angeles, and it's on festivals, on the festival
Nice.
runs. So if I'm going to the festivals, I might meet up with you too.
Yes, please.
Because you're in Los Angeles, right?
I am.
That's good. So I might make that a double thing. So that would be
Yes.
very nice.
I'd love that. Thank you so much again for coming on, guys. Until next time, live, love, laugh, and see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.